Alright, let's see how things are going today. How's everyone doing? Let me send out some links and see if today feels a little better. I made a pretty bad decision yesterday and not taking into account that yesterday was Halloween, so probably, people not being online. But maybe things will go better today. Let me send out some links real quick and see if things tend to, I don't know, give it a little bit more of what to do today. See how things play out. Just let me send out a couple links. Make a post on the Twitters. Almost done. Okay. Okay. Let's see how things go today. See if things what's up Anime Vortex? How's it going? Let me just put my stream in another window. There we go. And how's it going? How's it going on with everybody else? Are things going nicely for you guys? Or things kind of like rolling into a nice end of the week, nice Thursday. I've been hoping these continue. Chapters seem to be doing pretty good this week. I saw the spoilers for some of the stuff we're gonna get tonight, and those all look pretty good. And I wonder if we can keep it up. I don't think I've seen any yet. I think the only one I haven't seen yet is maybe the next Kimetsu no Yaiba chapter, but I need to put on my channel the reviews of the last couple chapters. I have them done. I just got to upload them. I don't want to upload too many at once. Other that way it doesn't kind of become a big mess. Like 2 or 3 videos a day already. Like sometimes I feel like it gets a little bit too heavy, but we'll see how things go. I don't know if people enjoy having that many things kind of pop up. This is a picture from uh, right at the end of the Grand Magic Games fourth day when Gadget went underneath the Coliseum. Remember, he got in the Nazi pushed him in the cart, and this is where he found the dragon graveyard and where like zirconian stuff was buried, and actually where Animus would be buried if it wasn't for him obviously going into Sonya. And obviously we see that in the movie in the flashback. What's up, Major D? Ah, how's it going with you? How's the nice bird lady of the Discord doing? I'm just doing a nice, comfortable stream, seeing how things are going with everybody else, and just playing a little game, hanging out. And wondering if anyone's gonna come hang out, come chat, see if things end up going better than yesterday. Yesterday was not a good day to stream. I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to stream on Halloween, but I did, and it didn't turn out too well. But maybe today things will be better. We already got 5 people here. How's it going with you guys? I'm doing pretty well so far today. Got some good stuff this week. I'm trying to get Major actually to get into some mangoes. Yeah, how is your niece? Is it you having a good time watching her? Just hanging out? Mostly just chilling. We talk about whatever, talking about some anime and some mangoes. Talk about the Goblin Slayer. I know you've been enjoying that, Major. I gotta get you to read Cage. What's up, JK Network? How's it going with you, dude? How have you been lately? Things going good? I hope so. I'm just hanging out. I'm wondering how things are gonna go within the next couple chapters of everything. Everything seems to be kind of like working into a pretty interesting arc on it, all on their own, without having to kind of like rely on any gimmicky parts, but at the same time, like just in general, pretty exciting. And that's what I'm really looking forward to a lot of the things. Like even if you've read the spoilers for it, the next One Piece chapter actually has me a little bit interested to a degree, not like 100% on board, but enough that I I look forward tonight to reading the chapter. Hopefully, it'll be good. I think it will be. I've only seen a couple pages, so I don't know the degree of how well it's gonna go, but I think it's gonna be good. I think it'll be a good chapter. I look forward to reading it. Black Clover chapter looks like it's gonna be good. The My Hero Academia. Yeah, I've been having a good day, Major. I've just been hanging out. Just had to go do some. Had to do some work stuff, and now I'm just streaming, chilling, talking to everybody, and all around just trying to figure out how everyone else is doing today. That's the some of the more important parts. But I'm rewatching some stuff right now because I'm doing my Clash profiles that I'm doing for my channel, and I figured it'd be enjoyable to kind of go through stuff again and see how things are going. Are you going to be in the Discord later tonight, Major? I got Red Dead Redemption 2, so Spider Side's going to melt his mind. He's going to freak out and be excited. So I'll end up playing with him whenever the co-op for that game comes out. I've been staking out, wondering when Jump Force is gonna drop out a new character, which you're more excited for this week. Black Clover, Mary David, One Piece. Black Clover definitely. It's been really consistently good. One Piece has been on and off. My Hero Academia has been fine. It's just the chapters are too short. Black Clover just it's been way too consistently good as the thing. Even when the chapters are like enjoyable, it's still keeping around the same kind of levels with more lots of more fun stuff. Oh, Major, you've been so busy lately. Who's gonna make bird sounds if you're not there? My bird sounds are artificial. Yours are natural. But I don't know. I don't know if I how I feel about Dragon. I kind of like him. I don't have any issues with him. I want to know what exactly what exactly Oda's plan is at this point because it looks like Dragon is, or not Dragon, Kaido. It looks like he's definitely some big threat. He's somebody that's going to kind of like level out a lot of like level out Luffy's like win streak, but at the same time seems too powerful for him where he's going to be fighting right now. But you know it could alter the plan for things. I don't know. What's up, Lord Blackwolf? How's it going? I'm I don't know. I think when it comes to this, after reading the spoilers for this chapter, that I think he's got it. I think he's got an idea on it. Where I think Kaido got the scar in his stomach. Mihawk. Make it Mihawk. I like Mihawk, and Mihawk has he's got a dedicated enough fan base within One Piece that it will like cause such an uproar if it's Mihawk. It could be anybody. Like it could be Whitebeard to be like, okay, cool. It could be Big Mom or Kong or someone. But out of everybody, out of all the big people, the one that would cause like the biggest like uproar would definitely be Mihawk, and I think that'd be pretty awesome just to see uh, some more Mihawk hype. I like him. I think he's a cool character, so it wouldn't feel wonky to me or boring. Like the dude has such a cool sword too. I think that's one of my favorite things about him. He looks badass. He's got a cool design, and he's got a really cool sword. And that's Mihawk will stand as I think One Piece's better done. Plus, he doesn't have anything goofy about him, at least yet. Oda hasn't decided to give him some silly quirk where he's I don't know he forgets saying just gets to say a word in a sentence or something that's just like why. You don't need that. You just have a cool character. They don't want it to be silly. You can have silly characters, but don't have too many. But whatever. He can do whatever he wants. It's his thing. Do I think Mori will show up? Yeah. So the thing is that I was thinking about is if Luffy could get what's up, Master Monster? How's it going? If Luffy could get the blind like sneak attack on Kaido, why didn't Law just do it? Or like Moria, couldn't? What if Moria just went up, took a shadow, and left? And then Kaido would never be able to go out in the sun again. And then you just like heavy cripple him. What's the guy gonna do against that? Nothing. Nothing really. He's got no real counter to that. Yeah, we're just talking, chatting right now. I won't go into spoilers about the One Piece chapter because I don't know if anybody else has read the spoilers, but it looks good. So I'm pretty happy about that. I was talking yesterday if I was like a little bit beside myself on some of the recent stuff that's occurred, but it looks like this is going to be a good one. So that's solid. So it's not gonna sound just like I'm complaining all the time. It's gonna actually have like, hey, I've got positive things to say. Hooray! I don't like to complain all the time. I'd rather like get along and like speak positively. But it's just when something I think is, in my opinion, deserves a negative response, I'll give it a negative response. It's because I like to be honest. I don't like to lie to you guys, and I don't like to lie to myself, whether or not I like something or not. It's just how I am, how I be. What's up, Andres? How's it going? I hope Blackbeard appears again. I always liked Blackbeard. I thought he was cool. I think he's got a really interesting design. I like that he just looks like a big, like, fat drunk pirate, and he's got some pretty interesting powers with having the darkness fruit and the quake fruit at the same time. I don't want Oda to give him anything else. Yeah, pull a spider sight. Honestly, I want Oda to. I would like it if he left him just with the two. He's already got like a really good, like OP one that he could cancel out somebody else's powers, but then he could, he drop the Quake Fruit, which is like the strongest offensive Devil Fruit in this series. So why would you ever need to add more onto him? Is what I'm trying to like get at. You don't need it. You're fine the way you are. Oda doesn't need to add anything onto Blackbeard. Just if he has too many, I don't see how Luffy would ever beat him. What's the best that you can describe Kimetsu no Yaiba without spoiling? It feels a little bit like Prime Bleach, like Bleach back in a lot of its earlier days. But the author spends a lot more time on the villains, which I really like. Like the villains get more character to them than the main character, than the good guys for a lot of it, which is cool. Oh, that'd be weird if Blackbeard stole Kaido's Devil Fruit. Actually, you're all right. You're indifferent about him. Andres, I don't know. I think he's cool. I'm not like I'm a big Blackbeard fan, but I do think he's cool. I think he's a cool character. I think he's interesting. I like his design. I enjoy his fight scenes. He's got some pretty cool fights. And as long as Oda doesn't end up giving him too many things, he won't become OP. And that's like one of the things about him that I think will help his character, because a lot of people in One Piece don't have a lot of OP powers, but it will definitely kind of go that way if he ends up giving Kaido, or not Kaido, Blackbeard, something that's just beyond what he should have, beyond his power scape. Usually they have something that's like really good about their power, something OP in their own way. But if he ends up just like stacking all these things on top of each other, then how's Luffy gonna do anything? Like if he ended up giving something like Marco's Phoenix fruit, like what are you gonna do at that point? There's no He's got the fucking like the best ones in the series, and it's not even like, oh, they're just really good. They're super OP. Hmm. Oh no, we'll see how things go. I don't remember Blackbeard's English voice actor. I'd have to relook at that and see what it's like. Yeah, Kimetsu no Yaiba is cool. I like Kimetsu no Yaiba. I think you guys would like it. I've done the reviews on some of the chapters. I've done the last three and I uploaded them, but I just have it set on private. I'm probably gonna upload a chapter tomorrow. I just did like 30 and 31 as like one review, and then 32 as another. I was trying to catch up because I didn't realize how far behind I got. It's cool though. I enjoy it. I think it's got a lot of potential to kind of roll with My Hero Academia and Black Clover. I think it'll jump up a lot whenever the anime starts. I think it's gonna have its own really good burst. Let's see. Hopefully Oda doesn't screw up Blackbeard like he definitely. Oh yeah, hopefully. I hope he doesn't. I hope that Blackbeard doesn't end up as like some big man baby. I mean, he's already a bit like he's got some actual piratey parts to him. Like he's super untrustworthy. He's like a big like goofy drunk in his own way. Like he's not like Kaido's big goopy drunk, but he still remains to be cool while still remaining to be silly. Oh, oh. Yeah, that early Naruto feel really is a Kimetsu no. It's just like Tanjiro being like really nice. Inosuke is my favorite character in there. Like Inosuke has a little bit of that Kenpachi side to him. That's one of the things I think a lot about Bleach. And then I don't know who Zenitsu is supposed to be. Like Sanji? Yeah, there you go. The main characters. It's like Ichigo and Naruto fused, but really polite. And then the other two main characters are Kid Kenpachi and Sanji. There you go. That's a little bit like a decent. What's up, Agar Combo? How's it going? I am not a pirate major. I have never been a pirate in my life. Did I make a review for the Black Clover episode? No, I still got to do that. I'm gonna try and do that tonight. I meant to do it yesterday, but I got distracted. I was watching that like Haunt on the Hill House show. It was enjoyable. I wonder if they're gonna somehow do a season 2 or something. It was alright. Not great. It started out really good, and I think it kind of got. I think I got bad a little bit further down the line. I'm not a goofy drunk major. I don't know where you're getting this from. Enel, I don't know if I want Enel to return because Enel had such a kind of really solid out, and that's why I don't know if I want him to come back. What's up, Gwalt? How's it going? How's it going? Let's see what else is there. I mean, fair, the studio's doing anime will change the art style to an extent. So it can possibly be successful. Yeah, that's what Radiant is doing a little bit. I am not a pirate major. Don't be making up stories about me. I'm not a pirate. You crazy. Yeah, it's weird. Kimetsu no Yaiba's art is it's very odd because some parts it looks really good, and then it will, like it's goofy cartoony parts look like he did like the panel probably in like 20 seconds, but it's like it fits some of the parts to it, and that's one of the things I'd say I like about it. Luckily, I like Kimetsu no Yaiba, so it's definitely something that I will keep following and keep enjoying, down the line, and will want to see, keep going. Hmm. Wait, who is? Oh, wait, the person who does Kimetsu no Yaiba is a chick. I didn't know that. That's interesting. I actually like that chick with the. I like that chick with the bending sword, Konroji. She's pretty cool. I like that character. I'm surprised the series doesn't really have a female lead. And Nezuko is close, but she doesn't really do a whole lot, like other than like a couple fights. Though there might be stuff from I think if anything from Bleach, you'd get Eden's there to have really weird monster people designs. I think that'd be pretty neat. Do you think Bleach anime will come back? I wish. I really wish Bleach would come back. Bleach's anime is cool, and then like it has such solid music. I would like the thing about it is Fairy Tail, Naruto, and Bleach all have like super solid music for a monthly anime. Like those are just they're just really enjoyable to listen to. They're great, especially with obviously Kubo being like a big music guy. With obviously naming like the fact that Bleach kind of has to do with Nirvana, and I think I believe that's like there's like the Bleach like purification like side to it, but also there's the bit where he's just like a huge Nirvana fan, and that's like his favorite album, and so it kind of like doubles in. Yeah, we'll play more Soul Calibur later, Gwalt. Probably after my stream. I might play Red Dead Redemption 2 though. I gotta know Spider Side's gonna want to talk to me about it for a million years. And honestly, I think it might be the best game that I've played with Rex ever. That's what I'm expecting from. But I'm gonna make him get the Yu-Gi-Oh game on PS4 so he'll play with me. Do you think Natsu should stay single for the end of Fairy Tail? No, he's gonna hook up with Lucy. Hiromishima's already drawn their kid. He's already designed one of them. It's gonna happen. Like, just give it a minute. Oh, uh-oh. Yeah, oh, I'm playing the old Castlevania game. I ran into some goblins. Kubo is a big troll. That is fact. How's it? How are you today, Gwalter? Are you chilling? You coming to hang out? I'm glad to see you come chill with us. Let's talk about mangoes. I'm also trying to get Major to read Keijo. Keijo is some glorious, sexy girls hitting each other with their butts in the manga, but also really good comedy and surprisingly good action. Keijo is definitely one of those series that's like you won't regret reading it, even though like you'd look at the premise and be like, what the fuck is this? And then you'd watch it and then you'd be like, this is awesome. I want to read more. Cage is just kind of goofy like that. The We need more Keijo. I'm waiting for that guy. I want that guy really badly to do another manga. I want him to do like a bigger, like an actual, like more serious adventure manga, or not adventure, like a battle manga, but take it like a more serious tone. I think it would help. I think it would help because I think the dude's got a lot of really good choreography bits. He's good at making characters and he's good at action. And maybe he's just like take that fan service aspect and apply it to it, and it'd help him. Fan service is good stuff. Well, everyone likes fan service. Do you think Ichigo should have got Rukia? No. Rukia. Why would he pick Rukia over Orihime? Plus, then what's that gonna leave for Renji? Well, the thing is, Rukia and Ichigo never really had a romantic relationship. That was all assumed by people. It was all completely assumed by everybody. I mean, they had camaraderie, but nothing about them really seemed romantic. What series have you come across, in your opinion, as the most fan service? I mean, it'd probably just be a hentai, Parallel Paradise, or Makin Key, World's End Harem, all ones that are just like straight, like more about titties than anything. It's they're still, and some of them are still enjoyable. Like Makin Key, I actually really like, even though it's like mostly about titties, but it's about also enjoyable characters with cool action and titties. And who doesn't like titties? I mean, really, come on. Everyone does. Everyone enjoys them. There's Fairy Tale or Harry Potter? Fairy Tale. Why would I pick Harry Potter over Fairy Tale? I mean, Harry Potter is alright, but I'm just not a huge fan. I watched the movies. I haven't read any of the books. I like Harry Potter enough to watch the movies, but I'm not interested enough to look into all the extensive lore. And I don't really like J.K. Rowling. She's kind of annoying. She gets really oddly political and a bit aggressive about it. I'm not a huge fan of how she goes about herself sometimes. Let me see. Let me see. He himself stated that Orihime Ichigo was the final fuck you, hated that pairing himself. Why would he hate Orihime and Ichigo? Like I don't get that. It doesn't seem like a thing. The only character that Ichigo ever really showed any like kind of affection to before that was the one from the movie. What was her name? Senna or something? I'd have to look it up. I think that was her name. I think her name was Senna. She had that spear. I think it like manipulated the wind from Memories of a Nobody. I think that was the movie name. That might be it. Let me Google it. Let me Google up Bleach movies. I liked some of the Bleach movies. This first one I think was the most interesting, but I think the second one was the least interesting. And then I don't remember a lot about the third one. The Hell arc though was cool. Well, I think there's four Bleach movies. Yeah, there's the first one just with the chick, the second one which I think is with the yeah. Let me see. Memories of Nobody, Dumb Dust Rebellion, Fate to Black, Hellverse. Yeah, Diamond Dust Rebellion was like the one I was like, yeah, I don't really care for that. And then Hellverse, I think, is actually the coolest one, and Memories of a Nobody's up there too. But Hellverse was just cool because it was so weird having Hell and seeing it in Bleach and that movie not being canon because it was such a important part that we never got to see, and that's something I think we could get with Kubo. That we could end up getting with Kubo in a continuation. Like if you want to do something with it with Ichigo's son, then he could just do something with Hell, and that'd be really cool because it's an area that in the canon we haven't explored. Though I don't know if it's shown up in the novel or anything because I know some of the novels are canon, but I haven't heard anything about it. I have to ask one of my friend. I think he's read all of the novels. So yeah, I'll ask him at some point actually because I didn't think about that now that I'm pondering over the thought. Let me see. Let me read some more of these. Do you like Junji Ito? I've only read a couple of Junji Itos. I need to get back to that. Do you think Fairy Tail Story going downhill towards the end because of Machine being rushed? I do. And there's a lot of small examples I think that kind of really stack up to that. But I think the biggest one is that he finished acting his backstory, but he's like he couldn't. He said he couldn't put it in the manga, but he didn't give a reason why. And it's like, why would if you had it all written out, why would you not put it in the manga unless it was rushed of some kind? I don't know. Let me keep reading. Marileona or Endeavor. Marileona would fucking crush Endeavor. That's not a fight. She's also way cooler. Endeavor like took such a 180, and now he's just like I said in the review, like he's like a salty dad now. He went from being like a psychotic fucking dude who just like fucked and bred for gene stock, and now he's like a grumpy dad who's like, you guys aren't mad at me or anything, right? Yeah, you guys aren't mad? Okay. I don't know why Kubo doesn't like Orihime. There's nothing about Orihime that's really irritating. She's all right, but I think she's fine. I mean, she realized like, hey, I'm not a very good fighter, but I'm a really good healer. I'm just gonna heal and give support. There's no real point. Oh, hey, let me like alter up my fighting spirit into a extra defensive one. Made her shields better. And it just seemed to make better sense with her. But whatever. What are your thoughts on the woman at the end of the last chapter of Eden Zero? I don't know. I'm wondering if she's also going to be a sick ninja. Well, he implied his rating suggests he's basically threw her into the relevant corner. Yeah, she's kind of relevant. Nami or Hime easily. No, or Nami is not relevant. Nami is pretty much just a compass in between arcs. I mean, she has potential to be relevant now that she got Big Mom's Zeus Cloud, but until she does anything, I don't think she has really much she can kind of do to her character, much that she can kind of bring up and kind of really assist with the story. That's like one of the things about her. If you guys got any friends that you think would want to come and chat with us, just give a link, give them a shout out to my channels. I'm still trying to grow it. I want to get to 1,000. I want to get to 1,000 subs. Uh, I thought I would be a little bit farther by now, but it's not a big deal. I think I overestimated myself a little bit, but that's all right. Just gotta keep climbing, keep putting out stuff, and maybe I'll get there eventually. And I'll just keep on hanging out with you guys, nice chaps. And we can only make more friends. There's never such thing as too many friends. Oh god, I just know Gwalter, whatever it is, whatever anime that is, it's probably some porn. Orihime, I mean, Orihime though wasn't a. She stopped being a fighter pretty early on because she's like, I'm shitty at fighting because the way her Tsubaki worked, it's like okay, it does more damage the more she like has like a want to take out her enemy or like kill them or something, and but she's not an aggressive person, so it never really worked out for her. So she just went back to healing, which makes more sense to Orihime's like the way that she is. So she just is like, all right, I'll just heal, and then like, okay, it's good. Now you have something you're doing, you have something you're good at, and you're providing aid. The problem with Nami is Nami went through the time skip. She got stronger, and then and then she just stopped being strong again. And it looks like there's potential now because there's potential now because she has that Zeus cloud, but until that Zeus cloud is brought back and made kind of more relevant, I don't know what exactly she's gonna kind of bring to the table. Oh, thanks, Agar Combo. Yeah, I tried and stream enough to kind of keep you guys entertained, but not kind of bog you down with streams, because that's what some of the guys I know tend to talk about is when there's too many, when somebody kind of streams too much and it's hard to keep up, it ends up becoming a little bit difficult to just to stay in the loop of things. And that just it's not a bad thing if somebody like if streaming is working for them, yeah, just keep doing what works for you. But at the same time, like I know it could get a little bit like easy to kind of lose track. That's why I like to do somewhere between like 2 3 streams a week. Not too many, not too little. Just enough to kind of keep things going, kind of try and bring in new crowds, more people to talk to, more people to hang out. Always nice to see new people show up in the streams to come chat and get a new regular. And that's yeah, like I said, that's always fun to see people kind of hang out. Oh, just playing this old Castlevania game, trying not to die. Throw the bomb, you fool. Oh, just through this poor goblin. Well, goblins aren't poor. Goblins are disgusting creatures. What? Oh, I got too close when he exploded and died. Rip. I'm just working on my artwork for Goblin Slayer. That's why I'm not saying. Well, this is fine, Lord Blackwolf. I'm still waiting to see it. I look forward to your Goblin Slayer art. So yeah, let me do a quick shill, really quick. Let me do a quick shill. If you like this content and you are just watching, you're new. Subscribe to the channel, give a thumbs up and a like to the video, and maybe check out my other stuff. That's all I'm gonna go for now. I don't want to shill too hard. I don't want to come off as somebody just trying to do nothing but shill for any reasons other than just like a quick one really fast and try and get some new friends in here. Try and like I said, get some more regulars. Try and get some more people to come talk and visit with us. So I am interested in this Eden Zero arc because even though it's a very standard arc. Female lead gets kidnapped. We got that in Bleach. We got that in Fairytale. We got that in One Piece. We got that in a lot of stuff. We got that in Seven Deadly Sins. But those are all solid arcs. Is the thing. Those are all pretty good. None of them really kind of fall flat. They've all been pretty enjoyable. So I feel like it's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be something that we can really kind of look forward to. And just kind of keep up the quality that Eden Zero's been. I don't think there's been any bad chapters yet. I don't think there's been anything that's kind of like face palmed here, anything that kind of just makes you go, why did this happen? Alpha Luck versus Base Form Vito. Probably Vito, I'd say. Do I think Hunter x Hunter is overrated? I do, but that's just my opinion. If people like Hunter x Hunter, that's their thing. The thing about Hunter x Hunter that really confuses me, all right, is uh Togashi will do a chapter of Hunter x Hunter, but it'll be normal chapter size, so that's fine. But the art, some of the areas will be kind of skimped, and you've seen what he looks like. His art looks like when you put a lot of effort onto it. I still remember that page when they were discussing about the Dark Continent, and you see all the different monsters, and it's like really detailed and really well done, and it's like wow, that looks awesome. But then you see like some of his just like his normal standard art, and you're just like, what's going on? Why does this look like you did this page in 30 seconds? And then you look at the dialogue, and the dialogue ends up being like the whole page. So I'm wondering why he just doesn't do a visual novel, and he just doesn't do. What's up, Larry Jones? I don't get why Togashi just doesn't do. Draw one really nice page and then put text on the side. Like a visual novel, like I said. And I think it would keep more consistent, and then the Hunter x Hunter fans could keep their manga going. Because right now, that's one of the things with Hunter x Hunter is You never know when Togashi's gonna be like, when he's just gonna say, "I'm out," and just kind of cut out and just go off and do something else for a year and then come back. There's that problem with Berserk, but it's not entirely the same because I've explained this in a video that with Berserk, this could relatively be the last arc. You could, Togashi, fucking, oh god, was it? I'm trying to remember his first name. It's Kentaro Meyer. I'm trying to remember the Berserk writer's name. I have to Google it. Just Google him quick. Yeah, Kentaro Meyer. I had it right. The thing with him is he could wrap up Berserk in this next arc because all that really needs to happen left is the final battle. With Hunter x Hunter, like after the Chimera Ants and they're like the Dark Continent, all this crazy stuff that you can't even imagine. Like Miriam, he was just he was like just one Chimera Ant King. There's like 200 plus over here. Like and you're like, whoa, look at all this. That must be wild. Like that guy was a huge threat, and now there's over 200 of them. That's crazy. And then all these other like big calamities that exist within the world of the Dark Continent. So it's really just like everything before that is a tip of the iceberg. If it was going like One Piece length and One Piece um, kind of consistency, even with normal breaks, it'd be fine. But it really kind of comes down into an area where you're wondering, is this actually going to lead anywhere? Because when you have 8 chapters and then you go on a 2 year hiatus or even a year hiatus, it really kind of hurts it really does kind of hurt the flow of it. Because like I used to read Hunter x Hunter, like I was like, it's a, I mean, it's not my thing, but I'll read it. It's enjoyable enough, and then it kind of got into this spot where it's too hard to remember stuff. Like you have to go back. Like anytime that it was gonna be like, all right, Hunter x Hunter's coming back, you'd have to go back and you'd have to read the previous, like I don't know, like everything leading up in that arc to really understand some of the stuff that's going on because it's so easy to forget just a bunch of the events because it's been so long and just like those gaps end up being real heavy. And I think that hurts Hunter x Hunter as a series. All you really have left are a lot of the really dedicated fans, and there's not. I don't think there's as many Hunter x Hunter casuals as you get with any other like big manga, like any other big like normal manga, like weekly manga is. You're not gonna get, like I said, a lot of those weekly guys. You're not gonna get a lot of those uh, kind of just like, hey, I'm tuning in because this is here and I want to see if I like it, and then maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. But you can't really have that with the Hunter x Hunter. And like I said, I think that kind of becomes a little bit detrimental to its existence as a series. Like if it was a weekly series, like it went back to being weekly, or even like One Piece is now, where it's usually like three chapters or so out of the month. You'll get like 3 out of the 4 weeks or so. You'll get a chapter of One Piece, and then there's usually some week break in there, like every other month or so. I'd be like, okay, that's fine, because you're still gonna have that flow. You're still gonna have stuff kind of going at a pretty good rate, but you don't really get that because by the time anything kind of happens, it could just like hiatus, and then you wait 8 9 months, and it becomes too much of a drag to kind of keep up, and I don't know. I feel like it becomes a hassle in a lot of areas. Yeah, it's one of the things like I don't know why they don't continue from the anime. I don't get why Hunter x Hunter doesn't go from the anime and moves forward and just kind of gets stuff out and uh, maybe does more of a what's that? What are those like animated comics where it's just like it's drawn, but like parts of it, like background stuff, will be animated, like leaves or something, or like fire, and just kind of like be its own thing, or even just have Togashi write it and have somebody else draw it, and then things could actually get done. And I think that I feel bad for the Hunter x Hunter fans in a lot of ways because it's just like they're not gonna really get much to satisfy them a lot of the time. That's one of the things I really and like I'm always satisfied when it comes to Hiromashima. Is the dude is a bro. Like the guy is, he cares a lot about his fans. He cares a lot about providing to the people that pick up his series and read stuff from him. Even if you aren't a big fan of his work, it's just like he's consistent. He's super consistent, and he's able to keep stuff going out at a really good rate. So even if you're like, well, I don't know if I really like this chapter or not, you're still gonna get stuff next week. You can still get side stuff, or get stuff on his Twitter, doing interviews or whatever. And then he's also he's really friendly and polite from every single interview I've seen with him, any interaction I've ever heard anybody else talking to him. He's respectful. Obviously, with the Japanese, it's a little bit different. Like they're very professional when it comes to that stuff, but he just seems like a really nice guy. Like I don't know, I think it's pretty crazy. I really like Hiramashima. There's a lot of them I enjoy. Kishimoto seems pretty cool. I still think it was hilarious with Kishimoto when when his when the writer for Opart's Hunter got attacked, and like they were like, why are you copying Naruto? Why are you stealing Naruto's art style and stuff from its plot? And then like he was getting harassed, and then Kishimoto's like, that's my twin brother, and like we write a lot of this stuff together, and we like come up and share ideas. Like he got mad. He seemed pretty salted that people were harassing his brother, and I actually really like his work as well. I don't think I've checked out his new thing. I'm trying to remember what his newest series is about. I read Opart's Hunter and Blazer Drive. I actually really liked Blazer Drive. I liked Blazer Drive more than Opart's Hunter. I thought it had a really interesting concept. I thought it was a really like, hey, we have these weird future tech stickers, and then you could take a lightning bolt one and apply it to a machine, and it powers it, or you could take a fire one and apply it to a pot and it heats it up. But then some people could apply it to their bodies and then get like power ups and abilities from it. I thought that was really cool. And it had a lot of marketing. Like there was a lot of stuff you could do with it. There was a lot of merchandise. It was a very merchandise heavy idea for a series. Because just like the idea of collectibles, like you could have any weapon, any figure, you like obviously ones right off the bat, like but like cards and stickers, like it's a series about combat stickers. You could have a million stickers, and like a lot of their designs weren't super crazy, so you could bust them out like real quick. So it's just something that you'd be able to market, I think, really well. And I really wish that was a weekly series. It's a real shame when you find some like short monthly or any short series that you read this, you're like, oh god damn, what, this isn't really cool, this potential. Why isn't this guy working in some big weekly magazine and and bringing in like big dollars and running like long series drawn out animes and stuff. One of the ones I remember pretty well, it was like all these, it kind of reminds me of The Promised Neverland, if The Promised Neverland was like a battle manga. And it was like it was similar kind of concept, but instead of like that lady who like managed the farm, all all like all done by angels, and then it don't you tell me how to do things, Yellow Flash. But it was what's up, dude? But yeah, the Rumbletown arc is pretty good so far. I like Rumbletown, but the got me distracted. But the oh, god damn it, New Dawn Horizon. Oh yeah, so the whole premise, but I guess the angels were like grooming all these children so they could use them as like kind of like husks. So when an angel dies, they can sacrifice a child and be reborn from them because it takes like innocence to give birth to an angel that's dead. And then so like the angels were all really evil, and the demons were like, hey, we have a thing with the angels, but we're not really into killing children like this. Like this isn't even like feeding. This is like really fucked up torture. And I remember the main character like forcefully like absorbed the angel that was supposed to be resurrected from, so he had like the powers of the Tempest, and he could like make sick tornadoes. It was pretty cool. I don't remember what it was called, but like the author died pretty early on, like chapter 10 or something. It was unfortunate. There's a couple series that like gets really weird. Like if you've ever seen what was it? Kingdom of Zombie was a really cool. Like there was gonna be a zombie style battle manga, but I guess the author, like 20 chapters in, got arrested for hacking into some systems or something, and then the series got canceled. I don't know what happened. I don't know. It was a little bit it was a little bit weird of a thing. I don't You never really get to find out anything about like the main character's powers are from or anything. Let me scroll up and look at some of the comments. I was ranting a little bit, so I wanna get to what people have been saying and see if there's anything that might be relevant and enjoyable to kind of go over. Let me see. Let me see. God, where did I leave off? Oh, I'll check it out. Black Wolf. I'll see the drawing. I look forward to it. I do look forward to your drawing. I think it'd be, I think it's gonna be really cool. I like Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer's a solid read. It's a lot of fun. I like the realistic aspect of it. A lot of people don't understand what Goblin Slayer kind of like is capturing. They don't understand really what they're going with the series. It kind of just looks at it and say, "Oh, it's some edgy dark fantasy stuff." But it's a dark fantasy, but it's not trying to be edgy. It's trying to be realistic in a lot of areas because when you have a fantasy RPG, when you get to a certain level, you don't want to deal with you don't want to deal with a low level quest. You don't want to deal with weak stuff, and then the people that end up doing it are usually really cocky people who aren't up to par with whatever it is they're doing, and then they end up getting in over the heads to get killed. And that's kind of like the whole thing with the Goblin Slayers. You got like this middleman guy who's strong enough to go way beyond goblins, but he's so specialized in killing them, and that's all he wants to do. It just it really kind of adds a unique element to it. And that's really interesting about the Goblin Slayer. He's really like the Punisher of manga. Punisher, he's like Punisher serious, but Spider-Man like friendly neighborhood guy. Like when you see that part when the elf archer is talking to him, and she's like, "We have to stop like the this demon lord's army, and otherwise the world could be destroyed." He's just like, "While that army is still doing stuff, well, it's like slaughtering kingdoms and stuff. Goblins are still going to be attacking villages, and that's where my boots are. That's where my sword kind of lies." And I think that's really cool of the Goblin Slayer. Dude's pretty awesome. It's like everything about him really kind of falls into a really fun style, and I'm wondering if that's going to be the new thing. If you read Gambler's Parade, the main character is kind of like the Goblin Slayer, but instead of goblins, he really wants to get rid of gambling because he hates gamblers. He thinks gambling is disgusting, but he's really good at it. So he pretty much will challenge gamblers to some form of game, and he'll make usually their bet if they lose, then they can't gamble ever again. So he's trying to like fight fire with fire and wipe them out, and then probably eventually just like stop and just bask in a world without the thing that he hates the most. Let me see, Kubo. I don't think Kubo got sick of his own manga. He got sick. He was having well, not sick. He was having health problems. It was something to do with his shoulder. But he said that like after resting and taking like it was been like 2+ years since Bleach ended, he's been really upset because like it just feels like a huge hole in his life of not doing manga and not thinking about new characters and new story arcs and stuff. He says it's just like there's a big chunk of his brain and how his brain operates, like how it pretty much has become with doing a weekly manga, and with it gone, it really just kind of it's just a big empty spot in his mindset that he really doesn't like, and he said it made him depressed and working. He wants to come back to manga. Whether he does a weekly, I don't know. I feel like he'll do a monthly. Maybe Burn the Witch will be a monthly series. Either that or, like I said, sequel of Bleach. And if they do, please let them explore Hell. That would be so cool. I want to see what Hell looks like in Bleach, like canon. Because even though you see what stuff in the Hellverse movie, it's technically not canon, which I don't like because it's there's a chapter of it in the manga, but there's a good point of like it doesn't really fit into the timeline. It doesn't fit into the timeline of Bleach. It doesn't really kind of go anywhere pretty solid. Yeah, New Dawn Rising fucking what is it? The manga. Oh yeah, Godspeed. Thanks, dude. That was pretty cool. I liked it. I liked the premise. I liked the main character. He had pretty cool powers. I like it when characters have very less popular powers. Like he had a cool wind power. That's not as normal with a lot of big mainstream stuff. At least for the main character. The only one I can think off the top of my head is someone like Aang, a little bit geo-freed, but not entirely. That's one of the things I really wanted. I really wanted Golem Hearts to succeed. Is it wasn't so much as like power level training kind of like advancing, but it's more like it was much more like you have to understand your abilities. You had to practice them to get them down, but it was more like kind of understanding the fundamentals of them to really use the abilities, and that's what I think kind of worked with it. And that's like Noah being like Noah's main character thing, because all the main characters have something about them that's like a main character specialty. Something. Asta's anti-magic. Nastu is a dragon slayer raised by a dragon king, and the whole E&D stuff. Luffy's the son of a world revolutionary and the grandson of a big marine. Ichigo's parents are both really important in the world. Even though it doesn't automatically buy him a ticket into being like I'm the greatest now. It's just something that gives them the edge. And like even Seth is like, hey, my thing is like I can use magic out my hands and I don't have to use weapons. Okay, that's cool. It's not a great thing, but it's something. Yeah, Hungry Joker was awesome. I really liked Hungry Joker. I actually liked Barrage more than My Hero Academia because I think I like the whole space aspect for a weekly shonen manga, and there isn't really any at least until Eden Zero came out, and that's the thing I think about Eden Zero is it doesn't have any real competition for it. For I don't know, Yellow Flash, I just bought fucking Soul Calibur and Red Dead Redemption, and I just got like 3 Castlevania games. I don't want to buy fucking Fighter Z. I don't. I just got Soul Calibur. I don't need to buy fucking Fighter Z. Come on. I don't know. I told you if they add Janemba, I'll get it. Janemba or like fucking Super Saiyan 4. If they add Super Saiyan 4, I'll get it. I don't like the characters that are in there really. Plus, we already got games we can play. And I bought Shinobi Strikers, and you played it for like a day. I'm still salty about that. I couldn't even do it. No way. If I get I don't know. I'll see how much I got like $20 on PayPal that I've made on streams in the last month. Maybe if I make more money on streams, I'll get it. If people in the chat, I'll just say this: if you guys want me to get Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and you guys can watch me, you guys can watch me fucking fail at trying to play that game. There's a Streamlabs link in the description if you want to donate money towards me. You don't have to, no pressure. It's all if you feel like it. What is the best motivational advice you could give someone? I would just say just do your own thing. Like, it comes down to something like if I was gonna look at, I'm a huge fan of Fairy Tail, but obviously Fairy Tail's not the most popular manga. One Piece is a very much bigger thing, and One Piece fans like to talk down to a lot of other manga fans. I don't know why they just do that a lot of the time. Hashtag not uh, hashtag not all One Piece fans, but there's a good portion of them, and it's like if they're like, I don't like Fairy Tail because of these things, I'm just like, okay, it's as long as I like it, as long as I'm enjoying it, why should it matter to me if you don't like it? It's one of those kind of like bits where you really have to just look at kind of what your own thing is and what kind of what you enjoy towards something and just kind of stick with it. I don't know. It's That's just kind of what I go with. I just kind of go with whatever you enjoy. I mean, obviously, unless it's illegal. I mean, if you're into eating people, don't do that. Unless you're Spotted Side, because I know how much he likes Tokyo Ghoul and all the comics. I didn't even hook up my soundboard. I feel like I should. I don't think anyone wants to hear my. I don't have a good enough soundboard yet. I've got a handful of stuff, but I'm not full custom hot dog tier in this god tier soundboard. See you later, guard combo. Have a good time, dude. I'm wondering how long this stream will go. I'm hoping somewhere between like an hour and a half, 2 hours. But I'll keep going as long as people are, having a conversation. We're chatting, we're doing stuff, we're having a good time. I'm having a good time. Like I'd say, like I'm good at rambling. Like there's a YouTuber. I'm guessing most people here know about him. That Umbrella guy. He has a very understandable thing to me about his. He'll like start talking and he'll be like, I can ramble all day, and it's the same thing for me. Like I could get on a topic and go on all day. Like I could seriously just go on about like what Kiramashima should have done with God Serena. I could talk about that for like 2 hours. I'm probably gonna do a video on that sometime. I want to do a video on what the fuck was the point of of some of the literally any of the Wizard Saints not named Jalal or Makarov. Like really, why have them around? Because they never really amounted to anything like heavy within the series. You never got to see like big stuff come from them. Like even 4 Wizard Saints, the top 4, all in a fight, and it's just like what what am I getting out of this? Actually, the top 5 because Juro was there too. Let me see. You need to get the game for drinking Discord game night. No, let's just play. Let's just play fucking. Why wouldn't you just play Soul Calibur tomorrow? I don't, dude. I don't want to fucking get Fighter Z. Like I just bought Red Dead. I bought Soul Calibur like 2 weeks ago. I bought fucking like 3 Castlevania games today. I don't even care about Fighter Z. I'm sorry. I don't really want to get it much. I said it. If people donate and they want me to play it, then I will get it. Otherwise, I don't really know if I just don't really want it. It's not in my window of games. It's not in my thing. I'm not a huge Dragon Ball guy. I mean, if I would say we could work out a deal, Yellow Flash, if you got the frickin' Yu-Gi-Oh game for the PS4, which is only like I think like $10, but you're like, oh, I'm gonna sell my PS4. Ah ha ha! I'm gonna get an Xbox. And yet instead, we could have had a trade. We could have played games. I could have taught you the ways of the heart of the cards, and it would have been awesome. I don't know. It's just fucking. I mean, you could gift it to me on Steam. You have that power. You have the ability to gift me the game. I just don't really. I'm just not too into it. I'm not too into Fighter Z, and I think it's just like just bought these Castlevania games I'm playing plus Soul Calibur and Red Dead, and that's gonna take me forever because Spider Side already convinced me into that game. Has anybody else been playing that? Has anyone else been having fun with that? Oh god, I started rambling. People are starting to drop out. I gotta get back to manga. I gotta get back to manga conversation. I'm wondering now, if Jinn is gonna be the main opponent in this arc for Eden Zero in this whole Gilst arc. Gilst? Gwilst? I'm gonna go with Gilst. Gwilst. Oh god. Will there ever be a good modern Berserk anime? Eventually. Oh, sorry, hiccups right there. Eventually, there definitely will be one. Eventually, we just gotta hold out. We gotta hold out for a good one. Or if like HBO like is smart and says like, what kind of good show could we adapt into like a something like Game of Thrones that we could use? And then someone's like, hey, there's this thing called Berserk, which is like everything that Game of Thrones people would have liked and more. And then and then bam, you have a new smash hit they could use, and that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. I would have so much fun watching that. Could you imagine a Game of Thrones like effort Berserk live action? You would just have it'd just be so much fun to do. What would you really? There's nobody loses out of that. Everyone wins. It'd just be a time and a half. Let me go check and see Lord Blackwolf's picture. I want to see the Goblin Slayer artwork that he posted. I'm rolling it up. I'm pulling it up. Today actually was the largest I've had a crowd. I had 23 people at one point. That's the largest I've ever had in one of my streams. Pretty grateful for that. You guys are awesome. I appreciate everyone that showed up, everyone that's hanging out. And if you guys just want to, if there's anything you guys want to discuss, anything you want to kind of bring up, just drop it in the comments and I'll get to it eventually. Yellow Flash. I'll give it eventually. Eventually. I don't know. I just don't really. I'm just not interested in Fighter Z. We just bought Soul Calibur. The Fairy Tale Stone Age. Yeah, that'll be pretty funny. That's worthy of its own like repeated spin-off. Like maybe get like 2 or 3 little spin-offs of that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I want to see more of the Stone Age and see where things go. I want to see like a prehistoric dragon. I guess you could just use that saber-toothed dragon. That one that almost made like the last one that was coming through before Lucy and Yukino slowed down the gate or closed the gate. Sorry, I thought that was a really cool design that kind of got wasted. We do need a vast catalog for the Discord game, so let's. I just got Red Dead. Don't you have Red Dead? Because I just got that, and I know we're all going to be playing Red Dead Redemption online when that comes out later this month. So I have to get good at that game, and hopefully by that time I can know what I'm doing. I'll probably play a little bit of it later tonight. Oh, I'm trying to look at look at Lord Blackwolf's pictures of goblins there, but I don't know why it's loading so slow for me. I'll have to pull up a picture. Let me see. It's weird. Hmm. Either way. Why? No, Xbox is lame. Kingdom should get an anime reboot, so should Toriko. I would love if Toriko got a reboot from like Madhouse or something, and it's got like this sick Toriko remastering. I think that would be pretty freaking cool. Just like a better version with like less censorship and more intensity. I really like Toriko. I think Toriko is one of the best Weekly Shonen Jump manga there's been so far. Just gonna tweet a picture real quick. Favorite Pokemon? Volcarona. Volcarona's my favorite Pokemon. Big Firebug, like Sun Firebug. That's gonna be awesome. I don't know. Oh, Yellow Flash, you know what? Everyone I know is getting it on PS4. If you had an Xbox or if you had a PS4, you'd be able to play frickin' Jump Force with us when it comes out, because that's the fighting game I'm really looking forward to. Jump Force is going to be awesome. I don't know how you looked at that game and said that you don't think it's going to be good. I look forward to Jump Force. I'm going to stream the shit out of that game. We're going to be playing some Jump Force on this channel and playing the fuck out of it and watching it. I'm going to main Yugi for sure. Yugi's going to be the tits. Oh, cool. I can look at Lord... Oh, damn, Lord Black Wolf. I'm looking at your Goblin Slayer pictures. They're fucking pretty cool. They weren't coming up for me for a second, but I can see them now. I like them. I really wish I could draw, dude. I have, like, no artistic talent. Maybe one day I'll just, like, spawn it. Maybe I'm a late bloomer. I'll just learn how to somehow have a steady hand. Maybe, maybe not. It's just one of those things. Did I watch Gundam Unicorn? I haven't, but one of my friends is, like, a super Gundam head, and he's always trying to get me to watch Gundam. He always wants me to get Gundam. Yo, Flash, everyone's getting it on PS4. Why do you have to be so difficult? Like, I know Tamba and I think Tempest, Spider Side, myself, hopefully Gwalt. I think Mike is gonna get it as well. Maybe we can get Major, Bird Sounds. Ah, Sony is gay. I mean, I won't dispute that. I don't know. I don't think as many people are gonna have it on Steam. Oh, I don't know what they're gonna do. Plus, Spider Side doesn't have a gaming computer. How's he gonna play with us? I don't want to leave Spider Side hanging out. He's a wee bloke. He'll just have all the comics. I can't leave young Spider Side to die like that. He's just a lad. He's just a wee lad. You can't abandon the young fella. Uh, with all the comics, I like Yellow Flash. My computer would shit on yours. Get out of here with that. I play PC gaming, but I still have a little bit of PS4, and I know everyone I know is going to be getting it. Plus, like guys at work and people I know in real life are going to be getting it on PS4. So I'm going to be getting it on PS4. I mean, I might just end up getting it on both, to be perfectly honest. If only fucking Spider Side got all the stop spending it on the good comics. He loves comics. I personally want to see a continuation of Full Metal Alchemist. What do you? Oh, I mean, didn't Anime Vortex, didn't alchemy disappear from the land or whatever, from the world at the end of Full Metal Alchemist? I don't remember if it was specific people. I thought everyone like lost the ability to use alchemy after they beat Father and everything. I don't remember the exacts. It's been a while, but I'm just saying. Where did I read the following series when the chapters come out? I read them for new chapters I read One Piece and Black Clover on Jimenez box. And for My Hero Academia, I read on Manga. Everything really I read for the most part is on Manga, and then some things I pick up on. Only some things I pick up on uh, J Minus Box. J Minus Box is super solid though. Was it just Edward? I don't remember. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I rewatched Full Metal. Maybe I'll reread it. Usually things kind of get imprinted into my head better when I read things versus watching them. But that just might be me. I don't know. It'd be pretty. I mean, it's something. It's one of those series that you can definitely kind of like It's definitely one of the series that you can get back into and just kind of go through. Even though Yellow Flash is gonna attack me for it, I could rewatch original Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I could rewatch it now and just like go through the whole thing without any care in the world, just watching all of it, just to see that. I'm thinking of like season zero and like how season zero is kind of canon but not canon at the same time, just because like some of the things that kind of contradict each other, but just to have that like that first scene of like my grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba. And then he summons Exodia. No, dude, Yu-Gi-Oh's fucking awesome. You're just mad. Let me ask you this, Yellow Flash. How many tournaments has Goku won? Because guess what? Yugi's won every tournament he's been in. He's a goddamn champion. King of games. And you know what Jump Force is? A game, which means Yugi's already king of it. Incorrect. Plus, Yugi's a fucking badass. I still love that part where it's when Kaiba's just like, I will not be defeated at my own tournament. And Yugi's like, you're too late. And then he dropped, then he fucking his Dark Paladin, like equipped with diffusion wave motion, just like slices up all the different blue eyes. Goku didn't win the tournament of power. 17 did. Goku didn't even win that. He got his ass whooped, and he had to have these power ups just that he somehow learned on the spot just appear to even come close. Not from his own like experience and knowledge. He had to get like random power ups that just kind of appear out of nowhere just because they look cool. Get out of here with that, motherfucker. Yeah, but he didn't do it. He's lucky that he had 17 on his team, clearly. I mean, if it wasn't for 17, Goku would have just been dust. Yugi would have won that tournament by himself. He would just walked in, they would have tried to do something, he would have fucking he would have dropped down Dark Magician. Dark Magician would have just like fucking portaled all those dudes into the afterlife, and then bam, GG, it's over. It's over. He would have won. What are they gonna do after that? Nothing. Yugi's too good. I really want a continuation after Dark Side of Dimensions, and just kind of see. I want to see what Yugi in his prime was like, just like going around, like what adventures he was still fighting. Because we saw in GX, he's still fighting like worldly threats, like big cosmic bad guys that just like are out to get him for whatever he's doing. It'd be pretty neat too. I really like, man. I can't wait to play him in Jump Force. He's got such a cool move set too. He's got a really thick move set. He's got like a gap closer, and I'm assuming it's also just like it's like a movement ability with that sick golden dash. I remember that part is from, but I don't remember if it had a technique name. I feel like it was just like using energy and like moving really fast. And then did you download Dragon Ball Fighter Z? No, I didn't download Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Why are you making me download all these video games? You make me buy video games and then you stop playing them. You made me. I'm still mad about Shinobi Strikers. Like I got that game and I was like, okay, this is fun, and the Yellow Flash want to play, and then you're always like, no, I'm bored of that game. I'm like, I just spent fucking $60 on this game. No, 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 no. Maybe next paycheck. Maybe next paycheck I'll get it. I don't want to get it today. I just bought fucking Red Dead Redemption. I'm gonna play that later today, and then other than that, make goofy characters on Soul Calibur, and other than that, make YouTube videos. Can't be, can't be freaking Dragon Ball Fighter Z. If you guys donate the money, like I just don't want to get it right now. I just bought like 3 or 4 games in the last like week. I don't wanna. No, don't do this to me. Can't be getting so many games. Why are you trying to make me do stuff? Oh, Major, we'll miss you. Rip, Major. There's too many games you're jumping back and forth on, Yellow Flash. I can't be getting too many games. You're trying to fill me up with all these different things that you jump around, though. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I was got distracted looking at something. Which characters in Black Clover do you think will get transformations? Well, now definitely, fucking Fuego Leon is definitely gonna get some. He's definitely gonna get uh his own spirit dive. Definitely gonna get something from. Definitely gonna get a cool form from him. I think it's gonna be real cool. A dragon lion. I think that's gonna be pretty neat. I look forward to that. That's gonna be pretty badass to see kind of just drop. Like just thinking about it in general, just the idea of like a big dragon lion, I think will be pretty intense. And at the same time, Colossus. Well, I mean, we don't know if you can get power ups yet outside of having spirits, because we know it's spirit magic like clad onto you and empowering you. Because spirit magic seems to be kind of like a raw, like all around like special magic, and it can just buff other magics in general in a way, but or just the people. Sorry, I was taking a quick drink. I think that we're gonna get yeah anybody that has a spirit, maybe we'll get something else like a pseudo version. There should be other spirits. We know that these are the great spirits, like the four main ones, Salamander and Sylph. Those are the great spirits. We might get like lesser spirits, like we might get a gem spirit, and that can go to Mars. That could be like its own kind of arc system. Is maybe like a training arc. Everyone's like, we need to get Spirit Dive, and they all kind of go out to find their own spirit to add to their books. I think that'd be pretty neat. I think that'd be a pretty fun arc, and then just to see what everyone kind of returns with. It reminds me a lot of like Hitman Reborn when everyone got the I don't remember what they're called, but the boxes, and they all had like something special about them. There, and then some of them like were animal boxes, and every character had their own kind of like representation animal. I'm googling it up really quick. Hitman Reborn flame boxes. Just trying to remember what they're called. I think they're just the Vongola box weapons. Is it just box weapons? It is just box weapons. I figured it was going to be some harder to pronounce name and a lot of a lot of Italian in there, just some random Italian. Man, I hope they add. I hope they add. I really hope they add Hitman Reborn to Jump Force. What series do you guys really want them to add for Jump Force? I would like Toriko, Hitman Reborn. Just think off the top of my head, Hitman Reborn and uh, Black Clover. I'd say are the three that I really want to be in the game, just because those are pretty cool. And I'm kind of holding my reservations on Kimetsu no Yaiba because even though I think it'd be cool to be in the game, I don't know if it would be like as beneficial as time having something like Hitman Reborn, where you have a pretty clean enough roster where you have characters that are all pretty different, but all kind of have their own kind of like hype and fighting style. Like there's a huge difference between Suna and Hibari. Yami could get a dark spirit. That'd be really cool to see him advance and see him kind of become more powerful. Or he could just kind of get like a clad on power. It's because there's clearly a difference between something like a boost of a spirit dive and something kind of like what Luck has, which is just like a buff armor set, and because versus like empowering your whole body versus like specific powering ups. So I think that'll be pretty cool to see I'm doing that. I keep saying I think that'll be pretty cool. I'll pull a full custom hot dog and say something will be rad instead. Let me see if Yami should get a dark spirit. That'd be intense. Or just like get something like maybe he'll have like a samurai armor, like a vagabond like with shadows. What's up, Maverick? How's it going, dude? How's everything kind of rolling around? Do I think Zeref didn't do anything wrong? Zeref would have succeeded and fixed so many problems. The thing is obviously that Natsu didn't want to erase the world that they were in and undo all of his pals and stuff, and then he wouldn't know that life anymore. He would only know whatever life that Zeref kind of like directs once he once he did the Neo Eclipse and reset time. But man, I really hope the anime extends out the fight with Natsu and Zeref because there was a lot of good choreography and a lot of cool parts, but I want it to be on a bigger scale because we never really like Zeref didn't do that many spells, and that was the kind of thing that bothered me with August and Zeref as well, is you didn't get to see a whole lot of a variety of magic of what they're capable of something that really kind of spelled out like these guys know a lot because obviously Zeref spent hundreds of years training, learning magic, having this large array of different abilities, and it was something that kind of made him strong, not only of being like very powerful, having like a really high magical quantity and his immortality, but also the fact that he knew a lot. He had a large like array of magic under his control and in his arsenal. And the same thing with August. August actually having more, and Zeref just being more powerful at that point. And it was one of those weird things because we got a lot from Irene. Irene had a lot of different spells, which was pretty cool. I like that. I thought that was really a good thing for Irene. Irene was done really well and kind of extended out pretty good. The only complaint I had with Irene is that she was in her dragon form for all of like a minute. Like the only thing that I'd really like, I wish they would do more with Irene's fight is just have her be in her dragon form longer. And even if she's just doing more spells, like maybe she does a couple of spells before doing her Senma, her Deuce Senma, and dropping the meteor. Maybe she's just like she wants to practice. She's like, oh, I haven't been a dragon in X amount of years, so I'm a little rusty. And she just like points at a mountain range and just does like a little energy blast, and it blows up the whole place. Something like you saw with Mother Glare, but just like to a such a small degree, it's kind of ridiculous. Or just like anything like that. Maybe she's got more slashes, and you see like big like melee attacks. I don't know. It was Maybe actually what I think would be better is if they just did a flashback and you see more of maybe like her versus August and to see like that fight and just like you could see them both go all out. I guess that would fix a lot of things. Like them just it's just like seeing them not having a big enough arsenal that was kind of weird when their whole things were we know a lot of magic. And especially like Zareth, like you think Zareth would be busting stuff out every 5 seconds. And I hope that Toka kind of goes down that line too, and we get a really thick like bundle of spells from Toka, and Toka I think is really interesting just from the amount of mystery from her character and the amount of things that we could kind of pull through and add to the overall story of Fairy Tail of who is this character? How is she somehow like on Zeref's tier? What about her is so important? What does she want with Natsu? What is she doing right now? Why did she steal a Dragon God's power? There's so many things that have a mystery to her because we knew there was enough with Zareth that we could kind of that if you could connect things and understand a little bit about him and things would make sense, but you couldn't really there's nothing really on Toka right now that we could really understand and really piece together. And I think she's a really cool character so far. I've talked about her in some of my videos. I like her on a design wise. I like her personality. I think the fact that she's clearly a threat is pretty cool. Just to have this off brand, like we have three different threats right now. We have three different threat bundles because obviously each of the dragon gods are their own threat. We have Toka, the five dragon gods, and the dragon eaters. And the dragon eaters, like they're actually displaying a lot more than what I thought they were going to be. I didn't think they would be this powerful. I figured they would be around level, or maybe these ones would be like, oh, these guys are too strong for us. They're just a scrape ahead. And then you see like Mad Mulskarion and Kyria eating part of a dragon and then gaining a boost, and then they go back for round two, and instead of a fight where they're maybe the instead of being like 10% stronger than and the Dragon Slayers, they're all like pretty much even, and then it just becomes like a big thick battle. But they're all really strong right now. It was weird to see like just like them start out with such an aggressive level of strength, and we got that like pretty quick. Like Madmol just like takes a Fire Dragon King Demolition Fist like point blank, no technique, does no damage, doesn't really do anything to his armor. And obviously, there's a huge gap between him using it in base and actually using it in Fire Dragon King mode. But it's still pretty damn impressive because it's above Ikusatsu Nagi, who like his normal swings cleaved two mountains and created like a huge fissure between them and just cut them right in half. And he's able to do that without using any special abilities. It just seemed like physical strength. And Natsu with a Fire Dragon King Demolition Fist just completely like tore him apart and killed him. And Madmol taking that and doing nothing to him is pretty wild. Like if it did some damage and maybe he blocked it, like you saw, like oh I just can use my most simple technique and it blocks it. It'd be like, okay, but he didn't do any technique. There was nothing there that really made him like show any effort. And Kyria, at least like Kyria used some techniques, but she wasn't she wasn't really doing that much effort, and she was fighting multiple people. With Scarion, obviously, like Gray dropped his Devil Slaying boost, and you didn't get to see Natsu do Lightning Flame Dragon, which we haven't seen in forever. I don't think we've seen it since his lasting, like the fight with Mardgear. He didn't use Fire Dragon King mode. He didn't use Dragon Force. But some of those are kind of hard because even if they don't have anything comparable to a hybrid mode or a king mode, or in Curious Case a queen mode, they should still have Dragon Force, and that's the ultimate Dragon Slayer power up, and it should still at least put them on close playing grounds, even if not to win it, and then Madma win it. So it definitely just seems like the dragons like they just seem more intimidating, more powerful, and maybe they're close really in a closer like base level, and then Dragon Force maybe not will be slightly higher than my Dragon Force because of the effects of Dragon Slaying, Dragon Fire Dragon magic, and like their ability to burn magic and just like seemingly get more powerful as it grows more angry, and maybe that could come into play. But he just kind of didn't seem like he was having it, and it's not the same as like Kyria, like who took Urza down relatively quick with a hack spell, or took down or Natsu losing to Manbull, and like motion sickness was definitely a factor in it. But with Gray just got wrecked, and I'm wondering where that's gonna follow up. And I'm wondering if because I don't think Gray's dead. There's no way he's dead. He maybe he's in a pocket dimension, or he was teleported somewhere. Like maybe he's in just like a graveyard realm where it's just like spooky and it fucks with your head, and it's just like really really kind of scary. Because if you remember something like Rave Master, in Rave Master with Musica tried to fight Doryu, and Doryu used his vampire ability to like made his body kind of fade apart, and then he got turned into a werewolf, and they fought in a graveyard. And there's similarities between the two scenes. They're not exactly the same. They're not at the same fight, but it's something that you could kind of see like Hiroshima doing a nod to back at it, and which it'd be pretty cool just to see kind of that throwback, and I think that'd be a lot of fun. But um, there was no real competition there. He might, I think, when if he just got teleported, I think he'll end up in the Dragon Eaters Guild back in Diablos HQ, and we'll find out other members of their Dragon Eaters, maybe even find out their leader, at least by name, or even if not by name, just their Dragon Sling attribute, because the attributes are what I'm really kind of got my eyes on right now and kind of got my brain thinking around. Because even though we've got a lot of cool Dragon Slayers, the the Dragon Eaters seem to be a less element and more of like a weird attribute. Like we've got blade, armor, and bone, and so those are all pretty cool. And usually we got fire, iron, lightning, wind, poison, shadow, white, wind, and anything along those lines. Also, real quick, just gonna give another quick little shill on my own channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you like it, and maybe check out my other videos. That's all I'm gonna do. I want to keep my shills really quick, so there's that. But yeah, so like I really want to see the Dragon Gods as well, but I'm very interested. I'd say I'm more interested uh, in the Dragon Eaters, just because there's a lot of mystery about them, similar to Toka. Because with the Dragon Gods, it's like okay, they're really powerful dragons, and for some reason they've been off on the sidelines, not participating. Maybe they didn't want to. Maybe they know that if any of them makes a move, like a big battle between, like maybe if Acnologia made a move, then on one of them, they would maybe they would actually go and fight. But all six of them fighting with all around the same power level, I think they would pretty much like actually just instead of like wiping out humanity and like raising all the kingdoms around, I think six of them fighting all at once would actually just like pretty much destroy the planet, turn it into Swiss cheese, and that would be too much for it. There's a lot of stuff that it's like looking at the dragon gods and their reason for not participating in anything up until now. You could look at it and be like, okay, there's stuff there, you can understand it. But with the Dragon Eaters just kind of popping up, there's stuff that we don't really know. I still have my theory of of it really stemming out of their leader, and their leader kind of building a following and then giving them power. And I had a weird theory that I talked about yesterday for a brief period of time of what if like their initial power is they, you know, an Acnologia's arm, we never saw what happened to it. But say some guy, you know, some dragon slayer that been hiding out, so you know, Acnologia or whatever couldn't detect him. Maybe he grabbed it and somehow teleported back to the base, and all of the Dragon Eaters, their initial power level, like, comes from eating a piece of Acnologia as their first Dragon Eater meal, and that just, you know, getting from the king himself would just give you such a, I imagine, a significant increase in power that it would, you know, them being already above relatively every single member of the Spriggan 12 other than August and Eileen, it would make sense. It would just kind of, it would just make sense in so many ways. I think it would really kind of fit that whole mystery of how they got there. And then Toka's just a complete mystery. I have no fucking idea what's where Toka comes from, what Toka's goal is, and really where she's going. See you, Gwalt. I hope you have a good time with you know, whatever business you're doing. Do I think Asta before he got his anti-magic form versus current deck would be fair? Yeah. The huge thing about Deku versus Asta is Asta with his power form and Deku with his power form, but Deku can't use his at will, whereas Asta can. And Asta would, and Deku, I mean, would need to be in that 100% like form that he fought Overhaul with to compete with anti-magic form Asta, and that's, even if it was like he could use it, but for very limited, kind of like Asta with his anti-magic form, he can't. He can't. We yet to see him access that again. He can't even like he can't even do it for like a second. If he could do it for a second, then it'd be like, okay, then you know, he's got a chance, but he doesn't. You know, he doesn't have anything like that. There's nothing about it that really could bring him into a more close range spot. And like I said in the video, the the key sensing really is like a really heavy gap between who would win and who would lose, just because that with the way that Deku fights, the key sensing is just way too big of a counter to him. It's way too big of a heavy counter to Deku's style of fighting. It's way too big of a counter to Deku's style of doing things. And Deku's only range are his Air Force attacks, which, eh, I mean, they're good range and they're good against normal like supervillains in My Hero Academia, but someone like Asta, like how durable it is, that Air Force attacks are not going to do anything. They weren't even breaking trees. Like, do you really think that's going to do anything to Asta? No, it's not going to do anything. It's going to just like annoy him. It might like push him, but like he should have no problem like guarding up against it, and it's like not slowing him down for shit. And that's kind of like that's kind of the thing about them is it's really not going to be I don't think it will ever really be a fight. I don't think it's, well, ever since kind of like the gap kind of started. Once Asta got key sensing, I don't think that fight has really been a thing. Um, because now you also have to look in the spectrum of where they could kind of lead out to. Like with One Piece, you see like all the stuff Whitebeard did, and you're like, okay, Luffy should be somewhere, you know, eventually he should be able to reach somewhere around that level. And but then you look at All Might, and then you look at someone like Licht or Julius, and probably whenever we see any of the other Wizard Kings, it's gonna be like, how the fuck would someone like even of All Might's level even possibly compete? There's no competition. Plus, I saw people talking about like Asta swords, like they're made for fighting magic, they're anti-magic. So what are they gonna do against someone without magic? And then like, luckily a couple people had the same idea that I was having. And like, they're still swords. They're still like big metal tipped blades that he could use for cutting or smashing or piercing. I mean, we saw that against Vito, like even without the anti-magic portion, he still stabbed through him. Like Asta throws his sword, actually a couple times. Like he could just, could you imagine if he just like threw it at Deku's face and just like skewered him? Like, Jesus, it wouldn't really be much of a competition at that point. And I think that's just kind of the big thing between that. Yeah, have a good night, Lord Black Wolf. Hope you have a good night. I liked your art drawings. I thought they're pretty good. I'm sitting here like I've been awake relatively all. I didn't like sleep for shit last night. I slept like 2 hours, so I've been awake Other than those 2 hours, I got up yesterday at some, I don't know, I think I took like an hour nap somewhere, and I think that fucked up my sleep schedule. So I've been awake all day, and it's only 5 o'clock, and it feels like it should be midnight or something. It's just kind of weird. Yeah, you have a good night, dude. I'll see how much longer this stream goes, see how much longer people wanted to talk about stuff. Like I said, if you have any questions, anything you kind of want to you want to ask for the conversation, just drop it in the comments section. I'm fully willing to answer any questions. I mean, as long as they're appropriate questions. But like I said, be careful. I can ramble. I can easily ramble, and it's I can talk about certain topics for just like a long ass time. The biggest contributor to the argument was that he deflected that combo attack from the five fucking elves that quadrupled. Yeah, that was a so that was an attack that that was an attack from somebody who any of them should have no problem if they land to attack one shotting Asta. Their power output is still stronger than anything Asta could do or tank if he actually got hit by it. And he took five of them and then went back four times that, so 20 times what he should be capable of. And that was obviously because of his anti-magic stuff, but like you just imagine like that level of output you're just like flinging around power like that. Yeah, but Asta like the fight with Deku, I don't think it would happen. I don't think Deku versus Asta would really kind of work out. I don't see it really kind of being a thing right now. I don't know if it'll ever be a thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap up the stream in a minute. That was a good one, a little bit shorter than the usual amalgam streams, but a pretty fine stuff. Pretty good stuff. I look forward to the chapters tonight. I think it's good. They're gonna be a lot of fun. But otherwise, yeah, I hope you guys have a good night. If you're watching this later and you just kind of put this on to listen to and hear me ramble on, then if you like it, like I said, thumbs up, maybe subscribe to the channel, check out my other videos and whatnot, and have a good one. But otherwise, I'm gonna wait another minute to see if anybody else has any questions, and then I'll probably bow out of this stream. And I got a couple before I go. I got a couple Clash of profiles working on. I'm gonna try and get a couple done tonight, and then I'll upload one probably tomorrow. I gotta figure out which one I want to upload. Other than that, I think everything should be pretty solid. Pretty solid at that point. So I'll talk to you guys later. If you have any questions or anything you want to kind of bring up to me, just drop a comment in one of my videos and I'll try and get to it. So you guys have a good one. Thank you very much.